Oh, it's a beautiful day in the wilderness. Beautiful day in the wilderness. Won't you join me? Won't you join me in the great outdoors? Hello, 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 family. How are you all today? You beautiful, beautiful wood squirrels, chipmunks, woodpeckers. There we go. Woodpeckers. Hello, hello, my wonderful junior survivalists. Let me drop that down. Hello, hello, Wally, my brother. Hello, Lynn, my beautiful, beautiful sister. Hello, Helena, my other beautiful sister. Hello, Danger Dale, my wonderful brother. So, this is going to be. Y'all got your coffee? Y'all ready? Y'all sitting down, enjoying the day, getting it started. Oh, let me put my blade down. Hold on. Everybody's got to have a big knife on them. You know, that's not a knife. Anyways, so today, this is a pre-show. You know, good morning survival with your host, Matthew, aka Second Star, aka whatever else. So, you, my wonderful little junior survivalist, my junior outdoors, my junior preppers, we are going to. yeah, it's sometimes normal, freaky. Sometimes normal. You know, it happens sometimes. I'm just taller than this tripod. That's a bad thing. So, anyways, yes, aka Matt's Meats. Yes, Wally. No, Helena. Helena. Wolf Hans is Helena with an H. There we go. Beat you to it, Helena, sis. Anyways, today we're going to teach basic survival skills. All right. We are going to teach how to make a fire. We are going to teach what you can eat in the wilderness. I know certain people live in different areas, certain people live in different different countries. 90% of the time, 90% of the places and everything have the same edibles. They do. It's just different times of the year when you can, pick it. Um, Mm-hmm. Like the My Chemical Romance song. Yes. Miss Wolf Haunts, Miss AKA Helena, Miss My Sister. So, there is basic knowledge in fire making. There is your tinder, which tinder is going to be the starting of your fire. It's going to be the fuel. It's going to be the fire starter material for you. 90% of the time, it's going to be brown leaves. It's going to be dried grass. It's going to be, you know, the smaller twigs. Then there is, what is it called? Kindling. Kindling is the next step. Kindling is the small twigs that you will, the small twigs that you will break easily off. You know, small branches that you're going to add to the fire to keep it ablaze. Because once you get to the actual fuel parts, which is going to be thicker branches, then you're going to have your long-lasting fuel. Your long-lasting fuel is the thicker branches. And you always, before you even start your fire or anything, you want to process all your wood. So you want, every time you think you have enough, say you think this is enough, you always want to double or triple the amount that you have to last you. Because fire will eat through all your resources very, very quick. Especially if it's a softwood, if it's a sap induced wood, something like that. Like cedar. Cedar burns fast and it burns hot. So you want to use cedar in the beginnings of your fire. Yes. No, I don't have birch trees around me, freaky. Birch trees are more in the northern states. The fast, what we consider birch, like consider a substitute to like birch bark or anything like that, is going to be red cedar bark. Red cedar bark to us in Texas and the southern states and everything, same thing as pine bark. So this is cedar bark. It peels off. It's the same thing as birch. But the thing is just like birch and everything, you have to process the wood. With birch, you peel it off and you scrape the inside with the blade of your knife to be able to create a powder in it to catch on fire. With cedar, on the other hand, you want to create a dust also by rubbing it together and feathering it, what we call feathering. So you want to rub it till it becomes, as you can see, like hairs, like small little hairs all into this. You can spend 15-20 minutes creating a bird's nest out of this. It will easily take a spark, take a flame, and ignite instantly. So, as you can see, The longer you work on it, the more fluffier it becomes. No problem, Freaky. No problem, Lynn, sis. But birch is, you can kill birch trees easily if you pull too much of it. You have to get what's called the shedding bark off of it. The pieces that are literally already pulling away from the tree, that is the discarded bark. It is full of it is full of sap. It's full of flammable materials inside of it. Nice, John. Yeah, you can build plenty of things. Build plenty of things. You can burn it. You know, pallet wood is a mixture of plenty of different woods in it: soft woods, hardwoods. Yeah, yep, it does. It does, John. But if you make a bird's nest, you see how you see the dust that's collected on my hand from feathering all this and creating this feathers? That is your starting point. This is what's going to be our bird's nest. This bird's nest right here will burn for probably about 5 minutes before it goes out. Like I said, anytime you collect materials in a survival situation, you want to collect either double or triple the amount that you think you need. Because as soon as this lights up and you don't have any of your other materials ready to go, it's going to go out before you can get it ready. So, what you want to do, you want to set up your fire starter. You want to set up your kindling, which is the smaller twigs and everything. Then you want to harness and harvest the thicker branches. Thicker branches, which is going to be your sub fuel. Anything like this is Spanish oak. If you can see this right here, this is a very flammable also. So if you want to put this, which is they call it old man's beard. This is a young old man's beard. This is flammable just like the cedar bark. So if you want to put this into your bird's nest, do it. We'll throw that over there to the side. And the good thing about old man's beard and cedar bark, it dries out very quick. So you don't have to worry about keeping it in your core temperature around your body or anything like that to dry it out. Correct, Freaky. Correct. Learning is always good, but doing it is how you know. Because you can read anything in a book until you use it. So you want to start with the thinner branches like this. It's easier to catch on fire, especially if it has bark on it. The bark will catch on fire, then it will start burning the inner wood. So you want to make a pile of thinner wood. Then for longer overnight, you want to find you want to find thicker branches like this, wrist size or bigger for overnight. Wrist size or bigger, it's going to burn longer. Maple, hickory, oak, pine burns kind of like cedar does. It burns really quick, it burns really hot, and you want to interchange out hardwoods and fast burning woods. because you want to keep the fire roaring and you want to keep it hot enough to catch the harder wood on fire. So, so you have to have that accelerant inside of it to have a hotter burning, brighter, hotter burning flame in it. Hey Anthony, how you doing, brother? Just teaching people how to make a fire right now for doing the pre-game for Chad Smith and everything. But like I said, pine trees, even maple trees is an accelerant wood. It has the same sap like qualities and everything as cedar and pine. It also has the same qualities as birch, but it's also it's a mid-ground wood. It will keep the fire burning longer and subheat. So it will catch other things on fire. It will burn hot enough to catch other things on fire. But you really want oak or hickory or something like that to keep a longer lasting fire. Hey Sonny, how you doing, brother? Good morning, family. So, also, this dried pine needles or cedar needles is a great accelerant also that you want to put into your bird's nest. So you put in these dried pine needles or cedar needles into a bird's nest is going to help it ignite quicker, and it's going to burn hotter. But like I said, also you want to also add to your bird's nest smaller twigs. You want to break them up. If you have a long one, you want to break them up into quarters. Okay. So like this, you want to break it up into like 3/4, shove it into the bird's nest. You can also pin it into the ground so the wind, if it's very windy or anything, it won't blow out, like blow away. What's up, Terry, brother? How you doing? So, what have we learned so far? What is the 3 things you need to start a fire with first off? I want to hear from the chat. I'll give y'all a second to fill out what three things you need to start a fire. What's the first to start a fire? What's up, Dave? How you doing, brother? Everybody say hi to Dave, aka Darius Lives. My brother from another mother, all the way across the pond. In the good old UK. You need Matt. No. The first thing you need is kindling. You need your accelerant. You need your fire starter material. You need an accelerant. Then you need kindling. Then you need long-term fuel. Dave's not here, man. So, as I'm talking with y'all have seen everything that I'm doing. Do not waste, if you're in a survival situation or anything, do not waste your calories. Do not waste your time in breaking off of the tree. Because breaking off the tree is going to either snap, crack, and pop you in the eye, or it's going to do more damage to you. Oh yeah, yeah. What's up, Beth? How you doing, sis? So, and it doesn't take, it's not that hard to find wood on the ground. Branches always fall off trees. Nature provides everything you need. If you just open your eyes, nature provides everything around you, and you do not have to work for it. This is why our ancient civilizations were hunters and gatherers. Gatherers does not mean just wild edible gathering or anything like that. It was also gathering firewood. It was gathering materials needed for everyday use. See, that's another thing. Stones in a true survival situation or everything, most stones are not going to be big enough to make a complete fire ring out. And the bigger stones that you need, most stones that you're going to find out of the ground and everything, is going to be about this size. Like this. I just picked this off the ground. Most stones are going to be about this size. Yes, these stones are going to be good to put into the fire to warm up, to be heating stones that you can dig a hole into the ground, set these in the fire and everything, pull them out with a stick, plop them into the ground, heat the earth up around the fireplace, and lay beside it. But for a protection ring, you don't really need it. Sweet. Do it, Beth. Hey, Ron, how you doing, brother? But to make a, and there's another thing about stones that people don't tell you about. If you get stones from a riverbed, anything that has any rock that is saturated with water, do not use around a fire, because those water molecules and everything will heat up inside of the rock and make it explode, and it will be hot shrapnel coming at you. So that's why I tell people not to use rocks around a fire in the wilderness, because once you do, and if it rains or anything on you in a survival situation, those rocks will explode and can cause death or harm to you that you cannot fix. Yeah, just like, you see this? The bottom of it is soaked. The top of it is not. This part, if it's in the fire and everything for long periods of time, the water inside of this will heat up and expand the rock and make it explode. These are more dangerous than a bear. Yeah. And don't ever pick river rocks or anything. Only use a river rock if you're going to flint knap it. And flint knapping is a whole entire different skill. Most of the time, with flint knapping and everything, uh-oh. Let me see. Well, I am way too tall for this. Yeah, I'm way too tall for this. Yeah, acorns can explode too in the fire. Yep. So, during this whole entire time that I've been talking to you, I have been breaking wood. I have been snapping wood. Processing wood does not take that long. You do not need major skills in breaking wood. Yeah. Yes, sir, Sonny. It is nature's bullet. So, and also the older the wood, if you grab a piece of wood and it just crumbles, that's called punk wood. Punk wood punk wood is it's good to keep the fire going with punk wood, but the bad thing about punk wood is there goes the fighter jet. Bad thing about punk wood though is it pops. When it's in the fire and everything, it will pop, and it can throw hot embers on you and burn you. So be careful if it crumbles in your hand. Right, right. It's the ones that have been has fell down and it pretty much crumbles in your hands, and it feels like styrofoam when you push on it. But another good thing about punk wood is if it's raining, you can put punk wood in the fire and it will keep your fire rolling. Don't know why. I don't know the science behind it or anything, but it will keep your fire going during the rain. Oh, wonderful, Sonny. I don't know the science or anything behind punk wood to tell you why it does that, but punk wood can also be used in a rain to collect water from the rain, and you can drink out of it like a sponge. So that's another thing to keep in mind when you're in a survival situation and you can't find water around, but you're in a rainy area. See, this is starting to be punk wood, okay? You see how it is? You see how you can push on it? It's starting to become punk wood. You can also make charred punk wood out of it also if you have a metal tin. Just like char cloth, anything like that. But you know, you don't have to kill yourself in a survival situation. You just don't. There's plenty and plenty and plenty of things that nature will provide for you. And I may sound like a naturalist, a long-haired naturalist, tree-hugging hippie, but it's true. It is true. I've already got the long-haired part, but I'm not a hippie. I'm a realist. And being a realist, you have to understand the situation that you're in. You're not getting a continuous food source. You're not going to be able to eat constantly. Oh, I know, Ron, brother. Right. True, freaky. Yep. Yep, that is true. That is true, John. But within this whole entire time of 32 minutes of me talking and everything, you know, I've already created that small, that small bundle of wood to get a fire started. But am I going to stop there? No. What have I told y'all? What did I tell you? Does anybody believe that that small bundle of wood is enough to keep them alive? Do any of you believe that? If you believe that that's enough, you're going to die. See, this is punk wood. That's how I can show you. This is how I can show you what punk wood is. It falls apart like that. Yeah, most grubs and everything you do want to put on a fire. You do want to cook them because it's going to get that wood taste out of your mouth. And if you've ever chewed on a piece of wood, you know how wood tastes. Wood is not the most tastiest thing in the world. I'm sorry, you vegans. I think you can chew and survive on a piece of wood by gnawing on it. Yeah, I used to chew on pencils too. They're freaky. But and this is one of the bad things about cedar. Cedar is it's considered a soft wood, but it's also a snappable wood. More people have lost their eyes and hurt themselves by snapping cedar than any other tree. Even especially after it's old. Oh yeah, 90% of bears' diets is not meat. 90% of bears' diet is wild edibles, berries, acorns, honey, stuff like that they can easily get to. Because nature is not stupid. Nature is not stupid like us. We believe that we need meat every day. And that's not true. We don't. But we need, when you eat meat, when you eat red meat or anything like that, or anything that is a meat substance, you need water to digest it. It's better to eat vegetable, like wild edibles and everything, when you don't have water, because it's easier for your body to digest that without water intake. But you burn more calories digesting wild edibles than you do meat. Actually, Freaky, our biology and everything, we our genetic makeup and everything is better off eating red meat, like raw meat, than cooked meat. Cooked meat is kind of a morale boost, but in reality, our ancestors and where we came from, we were supposed to eat raw meat. That's why we have canines to tear through it. Oh, that's wonderful, Lynn. Yep, good old Canada, the land of white death. You know, I've got so many Canadian friends, it's not funny. So, oh, did I? Elena, really? I love you, sis. I love you, sis. Two beavers are better than one. That is very, very true. That is very true, sis. I love your way of thinking, Helena. That's my girl. That's my girl. All right. So, anyways, let me see how I can angle this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Freaky. Homelessness is true survival, no matter how you look at it. It is true survival. Everything that I'm teaching you in reality of life, what I'm teaching you may or may not ever be used. It's a fact. But you will use these skills if you are ever homeless. But the majority of people, they are not going to, they're not going to have to use these skills. And it seems like a little fun weekend warrior project. And in reality, it is. Because you know what? I have a roof over my head. I have food on my table. I know where my next meal is coming from. When you're homeless, you don't. That's true too, Freaky. That is true also, my brother. My friend. So we're going to create a bird nest, okay? Like I told you, you're going to feather this. Yes, there is a substitute. It's a root called chicory. If you can find chicory roots, most of the time chicory is in the south, but there is subfamilies to chicory all over the world. Chicory is a small clover-like plant, and you need to dig out the root systems of it. It was used during the Civil War. It was used during the Pioneer era. It was used by the Native Americans. It doesn't have the strength of regular coffee, but it still gives you, and you can also make what's called Judas tea. Judas tea is another caffeine substitute, or Judah tea. It's too much of it can poison you, though. So you have to know your quantities on how much you're going to drink. Yeah, you can roast seeds, Freaky, like what you said. You can roast sunflower seeds, you can roast, acorns. You can boil, but 90% of the stuff in nature, you're not going to have what's. Yeah, you do, Helena. You have Judas tea. Judas tea is, and there's also another one called Mormon tea, but that's out in the Midwest of the United States. Mormon tea is the same thing as Judas tea. The reason why they call it Judas tea is because Judas tried to commit suicide drinking it. But, chicory chicory is like a white flower. It's like baby's breath. It looks like baby's breath. You have chicory in Finland, but it's only in secluded areas in Finland, Helena. Now, as you can see, what I created out of this, it's a bird's nest. Literally, you create it like a bird's nest. This is going to be the holding area to throw your sparks in to make a fire. But most people nowadays has a lighter with them. Do you have a lighter with you? How many people in the chat has a lighter with them or near them or take it? Yeah, you can do barley. You can also do thistle. You can make thistle tea, which is also a thistle tea is also a caffeine substitute also. thistle milk. But there's multiple forms of thistles. You know, they all have a purple flower on them. They all grow spined leaves. Anytime, Wolf, sis. Anytime, Helena. Energy shot. Yeah, yeah, they'd be on the sea and the northern parts of Finland. So now we have the bird's nest at a cedar park, right? Now we're going to add to it. Let me oh yeah, Lynn. That's what I like. Well, let me do this. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about because my brother Chad Smith just went live. So we will leave this and go to his channel after this. So, like what I said about the twigs. You want to make the twigs. The twigs will help stabilize it and everything during the wind. So you want to put the bird's nest right here. Put the twigs through it into the ground if you have malleable ground or not. Most of the time you're probably going to break the twigs. Alright. So, alright, can you see me? I think you are, Sonny, because Chad just said. It's okay, cool. So, alright, you're good, brother, you're good. Alright, so everybody's got a lighter on them. Pretty much everybody's got a lighter on them. So, good old Bic, it doesn't matter what name. Hey, Amber sis, how you doing? I'm doing good. So, if you have a lighter, watch. Watch how quick. It's still wet a little bit. So, it's too windy. Give me a second. Let me reposition this. Alright, I'm gonna have to pick this up and do it. It's hard to do this with one hand, I'm sorry. It's too wet. Alright, so there, it finally caught on fire. Burning my hand off. Yes. Very wet, very foggy, very sticky out here too. But what you would do with that, you would put that up underneath the wood, let it continue burning. The smaller twigs would catch on fire and help continue that burning process. During cold weather and wet weather, windy conditions also, sometimes you want to build a wind blocker. If you build a wind blocker, it would have been in a more controlled environment. The wind wouldn't have been blowing it out as quick. But it still burns. All it needed to do was just dry out in the middle a little bit, and it was ready to go. Yes, yes, you do, Ron. You always need a shower, sir. But this is grown everywhere. It's wild onion. And you can smell it. You can smell it. And wild onions create this sap that comes out of it. If you can see it, wild onions creates a sap. This sap is a sticky sap. You can use this sap to also close wounds. It will. You're gonna smell like onions, yes, but it will. It's like a super glue. As you can see, my fingers are still sticking together. It will help. Uh, see, you can milk this. The more you push on it and you pull it out, because wild onions is a part of the aloe vera family. So this stuff will heal you. Yes, it's sterile. Yeah. But that's another good thing to learn. Work on your smells. Work on your senses. You know, everything has a smell to it. If it smells like something that you eat, it is edible. And what you want to do to make sure is you pull a piece of it off. You pull a piece of the leaf off, something like that. Either rub it on your lips or put it like you'd put dip into your mouth and let it sit there for about 5 minutes. If it burns or if it makes you blister, spit it out. It's poisonous. If it doesn't do anything, eat that leaf. Wait about another 10 minutes. See if it messes with your stomach. See if it makes you throw up. If it doesn't make you throw up, then you know it's edible to eat. Yes. Yes, I need a lot of gas. But there's it's the same thing with fresh, fresh cedar pines. Cedar pines, pine tree pines, anything of the evergreen family. You can boil this and make it a tea. The cedar pines, if it's boiled in water for 3 minutes and mixed into the water, it will cure chest congestions. It'll cure sinuses. It will cure, you know, breathing problems. If you're asthmatic, this will open up your lungs and help you breathe in a survival situation. This is a good thing for people that has asthma or anything. Right? Thank you, Lynn, sis. But let me show you a few other things that I can scavenge around here. What on momento? All right. You've all heard of persimmons, right? This is a persimmon tree bark. As you can, persimmon tree limb. It's dead. It was easy to snap off. If you see right here, it's starting to crack. Okay. If you're in a survival situation, if you see a cracked persimmon tree bark, limb that's cracked, oh, give me a second. That ain't working. Try to find a thick enough mallet wood. There we go. All right. So, persimmon wood. All right. Split it down the middle. Okay. Yes, Lynn. There's also a persimmon nut. Um, and what we have here in Texas is the persimmon nut trees, not the persimmon fruit trees. Um, this, you can make another tea out of persimmon wood. Persimmon wood is sweet. It also decreases your hunger, and it also helps regulate you. Um, like, um, it helps you go to the bathroom. All right, like an X-Lax. These dark spots in the persimmon wood. Sorry. These dark spots in the persimmon wood. You want to shave the dark spots only. If you shave the dark spots and you put it in the water and you boil it, you will boil out all the vitamins, you'll boil out all the minerals, and you'll boil out the sweetness of it into the water. It'll be a nice fruity flavored water drink for you. And the health benefits of it gives you vitamin A, C, vitamin D, vitamin B2, which is energy. Oh yeah, Lynn. Yeah, they are. They're really good. But it it's like an energy drink for you in a survival situation. So if you ever find a persimmon tree around you or anything, like I said, make sure it's the dark spots in it that you shave into the water and stir it. A lot of people make persimmon blackwood tea and stuff like that. And also, if you put this in the fire, if you put persimmon in the fire, it'll keep away flies, mosquitoes, stuff like that also, because it smells like a dead animal that you're cooking. Um, but you always, and another thing with fires is the greener the wood, the more black smoke comes out. And with the black smoke, not only will it be a rescue signal for people that's looking for you, it will also keep away all flying insects, gnats, flies, anything that will find cuts or scrapes or whatever on your body and infest you with eggs, infest your wound with eggs, and create maggots in your wound. It's good to let some. It's good in a survival situation if you don't have a first aid kit or anything to let flies lay eggs in your wound. Um, if you let them lay eggs in your wound and they hatch into maggots, the maggots will eat away the rotting flesh inside of your wound and clean out any gangrene or any bad things in your body. An hour and 6 minutes so far, Sarah, sis. How you doing, sis? But you'd buy it, Lynn? I'm thinking about making a book. I'm thinking about doing it. I don't know. I'm Amazon or something and sell it for like $1. I don't know. One of those If you allow flies into your wound, keep an eye on it, because not only will the maggots eat away all the dead flesh and all the sickness and diseased skin that's in you, but you can also harvest the maggots out of your wound and eat them also. You're talking about survival. You're not talking about, staying the day at, the Ritz. Oh yeah, Sarah. Yeah, I'd do that. But it's a dual purpose. It helps you in a survival situation and it also feeds you. So take your chances with it, but watch it. Only allow the maggots to be in your wound for only up to like 3 days. Because it takes 24 hours for a maggot to hatch out of its egg, and it takes 24 to 48 hours, depending on how bad your wound is, for the maggots to clean it out and eat it, eat away the rotting flesh. And then you have fish bait. You have ways to attract wild animals. You have a food source on you. It goes multiple different directions, with maggots. Same thing with, ant hills. Let me show you. Ant hills. They're a danger, but also it's a feast for you too, because ants are full of vitamins. I'm here, but let's see if we can stir them up and see if there's anything in here. There we go. Look. Thousands and thousands and thousands of fire ants. All those white things are eggs. Did y'all see that? Y'all see the eggs and everything? Like, you see the eggs? They're trying to move the eggs and everything. That is a feast in a survival situation. Do the exact same thing as orangutans or any animal would do. Poke a hole into it. Let them come to you. Let them crawl up the stick, or you can use the stick as a siphoning mechanism and put a cup of water underneath it and let the ants fall into the water, and you can boil the ants, because these are fire ants. These will bite you back and create whelps on you. Well, that's one of the things, ants have a poison to them. They're part of, they're part of the defensive bug mechanism, bugs. So they give me a second. You can make an ant stew out of it. You can eat the eggs. The eggs are full of nutrients. Yeah, you have to eat thousands of them. You have to eat thousands of them, but there's millions of, eggs in that colony. Oh, great, Sarah. You need to go to a dentist, sis. That's not good. But with those ants and everything, you could literally sit beside that ant hill and eat for days and be good. You're not going to be full, but you're giving your body nutrients that you need. Um, Same thing with wood grubs. Same thing with earthworms. You have to eat constantly on those things to survive. Not really. Survival isn't, you know, survival is easier than going to a job. I mean, you just have to know what you're doing. It's just like any other skill set. Like going to a job, you have to know a certain skill set. But like I said, and that's just literally like 3 foot away from me. Ant hills are everywhere. Doesn't matter where you are. Ants can survive the coldest weather, and they can survive the hottest weather. And also another thing is termites. Termites is the same thing. Gotcha, Sarah. There's you can eat dandelion. You can eat dandelions. You can eat daffodils. There's buttercups. Buttercups stop with nausea. Um, a lot of like turmeric and everything. You're not gonna find. You're not gonna find here in America or Canada. Turmeric would also stop. The runs and nausea. Um, like where you're from, there's plenty of peppermint. Peppermint will stop nausea. Um, you just have to find peppermint. And peppermint is very, very rare because it's harvested so much, especially wild peppermint. Um, and if you find peppermint, rub it behind your ears, rub it underneath your nose, and place the one leaf under your tongue, and you're good to go. you gotta you gotta fight me for it, sis. I got a stick. I got a pointy stick. Poke, poke, poke. Love you too, Sarah girl. You need to take care of yourself, girl. But you can also eat willow bark. Willow bark will stop nausea. Willow bark will also stop headaches. I don't eat it, but you peel off the first layer of willow bark and you chew on it. You chew on it and suck it. No problem. No problem, Lynn, sis. But that will stop nausea, that will stop headaches, and it will stop upset stomachs also. Um, Willow bark has the exact same ingredients as ibuprofen, and it also has the same ingredients as the main ingredient in Pepto Bismol. Yeah, we're going to raid Chad right now. But I just wanted to do that. I just wanted to do this. Y'all got to come do it. But I love you, family. I love you all. Before we leave, Sarah, put any of my mods, put Chad Smith's link into the chat before we head out. Put the Chad Smith podcast link into chat for us. We have 14 people here. Love you, Helena, sis. But yeah, if any of my mods can put Chad's link into the chat. Alright, Helena sis, we'll see you there. If you go over there, Helena, put in hashtag second star raid 2 clown faces. See you over there, Lynn sis. Like I said, everybody put second star raid 2 clown faces. I love y'all, family. We're going over to the Chad Smith podcast. My flock just put it in the chat. I hope to see all of y'all over there. And if you do show up, put second star raid 2 clown faces. I love you, family. Always, always adapt and overcome any situation. I love y'all. See you over at Chad Smith and Spooky and Sunny, my 3 brothers. I love you, family. See y'all over there. Bye.